Check one.
Semblance. Are we up? All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Off-Air Show. Mike Felger, Big Jim Murray. The Off-Air Show is presented by the original light beer, Miller Lite. Legendary stories in the Off-Air Show start with the light. Here's the 50 years of Miller time. What do you got this week there, Jim?
Quick word about Lyndon Byers, who I heard passed while I was off, which was just terrible to hear. Only 61. I didn't really know him that well, but I know how much he meant to a lot of Bruins fans, obviously. And then, like, party guys and, like, not just radio people, but, like, I knew so many people that, like, knew him, especially when Kai's Pub in Malden, like, a lot of those Bruins players from that era that those teams he played on used to hang at Kai's. Like, and one of my best friends, he's like, "Oh, I partied with LB a whole bunch, like at Kai's." Like, I feel like from where I grew up, Melrose, like Malden, that area, everyone had an LB story, and he's one of these rare guys that I feel like that work in terms of radio people that really no one in terms of radio people had a bad word to say about, and that's so rare because feels like someone's willing to motherfuck you even if you pass. Like, I feel like I haven't made that many enemies, but I don't know. I don't smile a lot. I'm kind of a grump. I'm sure people will have a few bad things to say about me when I pass, but LB was definitely not one of those guys. And while I didn't know him that well, I do have a quick story about him that I think does encompass what he was and why he, like, his personality and what he meant to people. So in the early 2000s, when I worked at WFNX on one of the many permutations of morning shows, I went with our, like, entertainment reporter on the show to the junket for The Bourne Identity with Matt Damon. And it was to go meet Matt Damon. She was going to interview him. I was going to record it. I was basically there to engineer and basically to say, like, I could go meet Matt Damon. Greg Hill's show, which LB was part of, that whole crew was there. So it was just kind of like a cattle call. Like, these shows go in, the Kiss show was there, like Maddie's show and all of that. And it's like, you go in and you do the car wash with Matt Damon. And the door would open. Matt Damon was sitting at a long, like, conference table, pack of Camels next to him. They were letting him smoke.
I'm sorry, say this again. Who was next to Matt Damon?
So a pack of Camels. Like, Matt Damon was
smoking Camels
inside. I think it was the Park Plaza. It was one of these fancy hotels in town, and they would open the door, and then the next morning show would go in. And so,
and he would smoke Camels between the interviews.
Yeah, and you could tell, like, you'd see him for a glimpse, and, like, you could just tell this was, like, part of promotion for the movie. Yep. And, like, the other shows would go in and be like, "Yeah, and like, this is Matt," and they'd sit down. Yep. Well, Greg's show, and LB was there.
Yep.
They were in front of us, who I was with, and they opened the door, and it's fucking Matt Damon. Now, he's not Matt Damon of what he is now, but it's 2002 Matt Damon. People know him from Good Will Hunting, all of that. That door opens, and he lit up like a kid that grew up watching the Bruins and went, "Oh shit, LB!" And, like, I always thought that was really kind of cool. I'm like, dude, you're Matt Damon, and you're, like, impressed by, like, LB, the fighter from the Bruins, and that. But it made a lot of sense because, like, whether you knew him as a Bruin fan or, like, from a dude around town or listening to him, he was that kind of big personality. Again, I didn't know him as much as I wish I did, but he, everyone seemingly had a good word to say about him. I was bummed to hear that at 61. And I know he kind of lived kind of hard from what I'd heard, but, like, that's such a bummer.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. And he, like, he's known by his reputation or his personality, which is, I think, kind of hard to do. Like, I don't know. He was a true original. And it's sad because the hard living had to have caught up to him in some way, whether it's the hockey, the way he played hockey, and then the way he was a hard charging guy and a hard partying guy. In between the sport that he played and how he played it and how he lived his life, 61 that's scary young. I know that feels, if you're a young person, that feels old.
You get to be around 44. You realize 61 ain't old. Like,
it's not old at all, right?
Like, geez, that's within grasp. Like, yeah, so that was a bummer to hear. So that was one thing I wanted to touch on. The other, you had talked about Oasis a little bit yesterday. These shows had started, and I'm a known grump, but I had to, like, check some of my friends who are even grumpier than me that they're bitching about, like, some of the Barstool younger guys that they went to one of those shows at Cardiff, like the first show that they played. Yep. And all these videos from other people that are in their 20s and, like, Kyle with the good hair's age that go to these shows. They're like, "This is the best show I've ever seen. Greatest show I've ever seen." And some of my dickhead friends are like, "All right, like, they've been around. Like, there's probably been better shows." And I'm like, no, you've got the wrong perspective on this. be happy that young people are jazzed up about a rock band.
Absolutely.
This isn't some like sexed up pop star, pocket-sized pop star like Sabrina Carpenter, who gets up there and sings about getting plowed every night, like
with tracks behind them.
Yeah, right. Like, and I don't hate pop music all that much, but it's pop music. It's candy for the ears. This is a real band, a legacy band that plays real instruments, that doesn't have a backing track, with two legendary brothers that hate each other, that have like fixed their issues for the first time in like 20 years, and they're out there and they're giving it their all. The set list looks amazing. Like, be happy that like people that are 22 and 23 years old are calling this the best thing that they've ever seen. It might not be to us old grumps, but it's a rock band. Like, be happy that young people are into rock music.
I don't know why people would dump on that. If you're 24 years old, it is the best thing you've ever seen. Fuck off. That is the best. You haven't seen anything like that. There aren't rock bands like that anymore. I kept saying yesterday, they're the best rock band that no one ever talks about in America. Have you seen any of the clips?
Yeah, they sound great.
They sound great. Terrific, and I love their sound. I love the snarling guitars. Like, you could just feed me that snarl like that. Oh, I just love that sound. Like, I don't Wonderwall and Champagne Supernova, all that. Like, I'm not there for that. Like, they put
Supersonic.
They put those two. I like Supersonic, but they put those two songs at the very end, which if I were, I'd be like, this is perfect. I can leave now because I don't need to see the hits. Like, I go to rock bands for just the opposite of the hits. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about the hits. I listen to the hits all the time. If you're a good band, I want you to play your catalog. And like, they play so much from What's the Story, Morning Glory, and like those first couple albums. And it's just, the sound is just, I think, phenomenal. And they sound great. And it
feels like they're going to get through it. Like, who knows? Because again, they're the volatile Gallagher brothers. But it looks like there's some good camaraderie. And Noel's been through a lot with this divorce, and it's cost him a lot of money. And Liam, is one of the clips, is like pumping him up and that kind of thing. It's like, okay, it does feel like they're going to get through this tour, because it does. When it was first announced, like, we'll see.
Well, is Liam, staying somewhat sober? And is Noel being a dick about the money? Because that's why I think that's what broke him up the first time. I mean, I've watched so many interviews where they wouldn't really reveal it, and they're kind of cagey, but like, through all the things I've seen and read, Noel started to bust Liam's balls on money, and
Liam was cocked for most of these shows.
And then Liam was cocked, and he would lose his voice all the time. And between being cocked and losing his voice and his brother fucking him out of money, like that's what happened.
Yeah.
But maybe, hopefully they're at a place where that's, Liam's not carrying on like he did 20 years ago.
But it was another case of like, just stay off the internet, guys. Like, if you're getting mad about this, like,
I don't understand why you get mad at that.
Yeah, right. Like, it's not the best show ever. Like, do you get like, okay, like, no, do you expect a 23-year-old to like know your knowledge of rock music and have been to a million shows since like 1996? Shut the fuck up.
If that
person, be happy that they went to a rock show and says it's the best thing I've ever seen.
The 25-year-old, it's the best thing you've ever seen. There's no other. If you're 25, you haven't seen good rock and roll bands. Right, yeah. So like, there's not many left. So I have no problem with that whatsoever. What was I just going to say? My thing is, and why I wouldn't see them, is it's the same fucking set list every night. So they started in Wales this past weekend. I'm trying to look where the very last tour date is, but they go to, I know they're in Toronto like July 31st and August 1st. And then I think they're doing East Rutherford. They're doing Chicago. They're doing the Rose Bowl in Pasadena.
Right.
Which is one I would like. That sounds kind of cool to me.
Yeah.
And that's now into September. And I can't believe, and it bums me out to think that between now and the end of September, they are going to do every single night, Hello, Acquiescence, Morning Glory, Some Might Say, Bring It Down, Cigarettes and Alcohol, Fade Away, Supersonic, Roll With It, Talk Tonight, Half the World Away, Little by Little, Did You Know What I Mean? On and on, all the way through Wonderwall, Champagne Supernova, the 22nd and 23rd song, and do that exact same thing every goddamn night. That pisses me off. I don't know how they do it as a band.
Cha-ching.
Well, but here's the thing. Their catalog is so big, and the Oasis fans, they have enough fans that they could play 22 different songs every night over switch them out every 3 nights if
They
you
could.
want, and still get everybody off. There's still plenty of hits. There's plenty of, like different things to play. And I just hate the same set list every night in, night out for 2 straight months. Like Taylor Swift did it for like 2 fucking years. She added some shit. She played 2 surprise songs tonight.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she added a little set of the poets, the Tortured Poets, whatever that album was. So she mixed it up a little bit. And she also had all these dancers and everything. So that's kind of almost, I understand why they have to do the same thing every night because it's a massive choreography. Those are just 6 dudes up on stage. Like, play different stuff. God. Why? One of the reasons I wouldn't go see them is because I know. Too
streamlined, yeah.
I know what's coming.
So you have decided not to go because I know this was maybe on the table.
I haven't decided. Right now I'm a no, but we'll see. I think they sound so good, and I am a fan of like.
And refresh me, you have or haven't seen them before?
I haven't.
Oh,
I saw Noel Gallagher
a couple of years ago. Yeah,
at MGM.
And he was great.
We were there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He was fantastic.
So yes, but even I will say, and I like Noel better than Liam. I think Noel's the brilliance of the band.
Yeah.
He wrote the songs.
Yeah, right.
Liam didn't write dick, which is part of the money thing.
Yeah.
Like Noel had all the publishing rights, and Noel had all the royalties and all the money that comes along with writing the songs.
Writing credits and all that. Yeah.
Liam didn't. So Noel was banking and Liam wasn't. So Noel really controlled what Liam could make. And so I saw Noel, but Liam being out there brings a swag.
Oh, yeah. He's a fantastic frontman.
Fucking
he walks
swagger.
Like first.
Right. Yeah. People talk about Conor McGregor. Where he got that shit from?
Liam
he got that from Liam Gallagher. Like, that's how, there's this euphoria. They walk out on stage for their first time in Wales, and there's just people are going nuts, and there's euphoria. Like, it's people don't appreciate what a big deal this is in Britain. And Liam walks out like fucking pissed, like, scowling at the audience. I'm like, fucking, you're such a badass, which Noel doesn't do. Noel, so it's a whole different deal. I would love to see it.
I just wish it was close. I love them, but not enough to get on a plane to go to Chicago and deal with all that. If they were at Gillette, I would definitely go. But
the other rock thing is Matt Cameron leaving Pearl Jam. JH Content says, Felger, just a little birdie told me FYI. Matt Cameron has been wanting out for a bit. He's in his 60s and has some personal health issues. Perhaps he discloses it at a later time. We'll see. If he's behind the kit for Foo Fighters next spring, then we'll know something else was up. It just felt
abrupt.
It did, and it felt cold. It just felt cold.
Are they mid-tour right now? Or
no. They're not on the road.
They're not on the road.
Hold on one second. I want to read the Pearl Jam statement. It was just cold. It was black and white. There wasn't any pictures of them. Like, you'd think you'd release a thing with a picture with them arm in arm or something. But
to use the term chapter, I guess I didn't pick up on that. It is. You could say okay, there was someone before. You were this part. Now there's going to be someone after. No big whoop.
Yeah, he's just a chapter?
Yeah.
Dude, 27 years is not a chapter. It's a fucking era. You know what I mean?
It's funny, too. He's still so
just can't find it when I want to find it.
with Soundgarden than anything else, and he's been with Pearl Jam close to 3 decades.
So, is he saying how come he just doesn't say he's retiring?
Yeah, right.
He says, after 27 fantastic years, I've taken my final steps down the drum riser for the mighty Pearl Jam. Much love and respect to Jeff, Ed, Mike, and Stone. I'm forever grateful to the crew, staff, and fans forever. All the world over. It's been an incredible journey. More to follow. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Again, he propelled the last 27 years. The band said he propelled the last 27 years of Pearl Jam live shows and studio recordings. It was a deeply important chapter for our group, and we wish him well always. He will be deeply missed and is forever our friend in art and music. We love you, Matt. I don't know, just calling it a chapter. That's not a chapter. That's an era. That's your band.
We wish him well.
He wasn't just the next drummer. He was huge. He wrote a bunch of songs. He backed vocals. He could drum and sing. And his drumming was fucking phenomenal.
Which I don't know how anyone can do that. It's bad. It's difficult enough trying to play guitar, even 3 or 4 chords and sing along. Drumming and singing and doing it proficiently, Phil Collins style. How the hell do you do that?
Real quick, I've gotten a couple different things. Why half hour on BST? Is BST owing just a half hour while they half hour BST is Boston Sports Tonight with me and Holly is half hour last week and this week because of vacation weeks. And like a lot of media companies, they've been trimming personnel. So between all the vacation time, that's how they make it all work. They make it a half hour versus an hour between crew and all that. It's not my job. I don't do the scheduling, but that's what I've been led to believe because of the 4th of July. It's a half hour. We'll be back to a full hour starting next Monday.
Oh, all right. Well, at least they've told you that.
And I'm glad that at least some people have noticed and give a fuck. That's encouraging.
Because you never know with media companies these days.
Who should replace Matt Cameron?
I don't know enough.
Like I don't even know.
Rock drummer world.
Right, exactly. Like there's not enough rock bands. From that.
You could probably find someone on YouTube now that like, and I don't mean that in an insulting way. There's so many phenomenal musicians that just, I end up in these like vortexes of like watching just guitarists, and then sometimes it'll lead to drummers, and it's like, I don't know. You'll find someone.
Will asked me, Felger, who should replace Bobby or who would replace Bobby in Dead & Co. Joe Smith. And I don't mean Clash. Is he Joe Smith? No, that's Joe
Strummer. That's right.
Joe Blow.
Who's dead, I think.
Joe Smith. Harold Fenifesi.
Literally anyone.
No, what I mean is the rhythm guitarist should just be a rhythm guitarist. Like the band, it should be John Mayer's band. Keep everyone else intact. Loteal Burbridge is the bassist. He used to play with the Allman Brothers. Love him to death. Loteal, Jeff Cementi on keys. The two drummers are fine. Mickey, old fart, can still just futz around back there as far as I'm concerned, as long as they have Jay Lane on the other set. And the rhythm guitarist should be a nobody. It should be a nobody.
Session guy.
It should be a straight rhythm guitarist who just plays the parts, and Mayer and Loteal do the singing, and they would have a killer band. Killer. They're all great except for Weir. Weir has finally, in my mind, completely lost it. And I know a lot of people would say, well, they've lost it for 30 fucking years. I don't agree. I think the Dead in the 80s were great. I think they took a big downturn in the 90s, but that was because Jerry was
on a lot of heroin.
Quite literally half in the bag. It was over. And I think Bobby was really good up until, 3-4 years ago. And he's just completely lost it.
How was the 4th? Just Nantucket beach times? Anything exciting?
Who's Josh Freese, real quick? Josh Freese
was in Nine Inch Nails.
And the Foo Fighters just fired him?
Oh, I didn't know that. But he's really good. That's a good, yeah.
Is that who replaced Hawkins? Oh, must have been.
It must have been, yeah. He must have been. But he's been kind of a hired gun type. But I mostly know him from his time in Nine Inch Nails. But good drummer.
DL says, doesn't Josh have a massive drug problem? To which I say,
hey, look.
It's
part of being a musician.
And your point is?
Man.
What we're going to... Oh, 4th of July.
Anything exciting? Yell at anyone for fireworks?
I'm now out on 4th of July.
Oh, boo.
Out.
Our second best holiday.
I'm out. I determined I'm out, Murray, if there's something that I have to do. I love spending time with my family. I am a family guy. I will sit on the beach for hours with my family. I will go out to dinner. I will do long lunches with my family. I will go to the movies. We don't go to the movies, but you know what I mean.
Sure.
I'll do whatever with my family. I love spending time with my wife and kids. I'm not trying to get away from my wife and kids. That's not.
It's when other ancillary characters are brought in. Or...
I just don't like having to do it. Like, fireworks are tonight. We have to go watch the fireworks. I have to. Like, if it were a random night and we were together and they set off fireworks, I'd be cool with it. But now I have to go do that, and I have to go to this thing, and we have to do that. And there's just a crush of people. It's not just a Nantucket thing. Like, anywhere you're going, there's just a crush of people. And it's like, I'm now kind of out. I'm now over it. Thanksgiving might be the last one that I'm actually okay with.
So Thanksgiving's still number one for me.
Because I still don't, I really don't have to do anything.
Yep.
So it's a me problem. How about your 4th?
So I think you would have enjoyed mine, because I was saying Kyle had asked me how mine was, and it was wonderful because for the first time in 2 months, because it hadn't rained, a couple of months back, Mr. Grill used to be a sponsor here. I paid them. They cleaned my grill.
Oh, they do a great job.
I bought all this crap for our backyard, like tables, set up, whole thing. 2 months we haven't used it because it's raining all the time on the weekends. Finally, it's a beautiful day, probably the best weather day of the year so far on 4th of July. And it was a day of just grilling, having some nice wine, hanging out in the back with my wife. We had a wonderful time. And it was quiet, and we had steak tips and a chilled cab.
You
and
didn't have to do anything.
Right. And we heard the fireworks from up the street. And I was like, this is the best
4th. Because you didn't do it.
Yeah.
You liked the 4th because you didn't do the 4th.
But there's usually not a lot of I gotta on the 4th because I've always kind of treated it as my holiday, so I make the rules, which means the rules are nothing. Like, we're not doing anything. So the 4th is so low key when I handle it that there's no you gottas, and so the 4th is usually one of my favorite days of the year, and it was again this time around too because it was just backyard, beautiful weather, grilling, chilled wine, having a nice relaxing time with my wife. No crowds, no rush of people, no you gottas. We gotta be, you gotta. No, I don't gotta do anything.
You gotta.
Oh yeah, no, you gotta can ruin anything. 4th, Christmas, Thanksgiving, you name it. You gottas can ruin it all.
I'm done with you gotta.
Okay, so that's more acceptable.
And the 4th is another you gotta.
Oh, that's a bummer. That's because it's such a great day. I love the 4th, always, but no you gottas. Oh, I hate you gotta.
I hate you gottas.
You got it.
No, I don't.
I really don't.
Why do I have to? I don't have to. I shouldn't have to do anything like that. I shouldn't have to do anything socially. You know what I mean? Like, there should be no social requirements. There are work requirements. There's family requirements. Yep. I'm all for that. Like, we all got to grind it out and do what we have to do. Absolutely.
We got to go to this wedding. I've never met these people.
Fuck off with the you have to do this social thing. No, that should not be. No, that should not be a thing that you have to do. I have to be there for my family when my father's ailing. I have to be there for my children. I have to be here on the air, and I have to put in hours to work, to be successful, to make those are things I have to do. I don't have to go to that person's cookout. Don't make that I have to. So I'm really just bitching at my wife, I suppose. You know what I mean? Right. But that's what it just kind of turns into.
But that's the lesson. That's the lesson, fellas. Tell your ladies no more you gottas. Yeah.
And I just have no use for fireworks. Like, certainly the backyard fireworks, if you're that guy.
No, I can't stand those.
Pyro, you're like, poo, you like to you like to see things go boom, you little kid. That you can do that on your own time. Go into the poo, wow, listen. Wow. Yeah, I have no fucking interest in listening to something make a loud noise or go poo. Like, I just don't care. Big, pretty fireworks in the sky can be okay. Can be. But let's be honest, usually you're just sort of waiting for them to start and end so I can fucking go home already. Or isn't that usually what we're doing, Kyle? Yeah. Did I get a response from you? Can we just fucking start them so they can end so I can go home?
The worst part is the mess
that they leave. Oh, yeah.
The mess that they leave?
Yeah.
The fireworks themselves or the people?
Both. But the shrapnel from the fireworks, too, is underrated. That's an underrated problem.
Then they start late.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because it has to get dark enough. It's that time of year, so it's going to be like 9 o'clock. And it's just, so like you get there at 7 because you have to get there early, right? I have to. And then so you're sitting there with your schmenzer in your hand for 2. You're just waiting. Can this please start so it can end so I can now go home?
When's the last time you got forced to do it at the Esplanade? I've only really done it like 2 or 3 times.
The Esplanade, I used to have an apartment on Com Ave where we could see them.
Oh, see, now that's convenient.
Over.
That's nice.
You know.
Yeah.
But I usually had to go somewhere then, too.
I'll tell you quickly. So the most memorable time I had to be down there was kind of impromptu. In 1992, one of my early jobs, my dad helped get me because he was a family friend. Billy Wadman. He used to run a couple of hot dog carts in the city. One was in right by the Boston Common. Guy was a nut. Just like one of these classic old salt like Boston, guys. And the 4th comes and he's like, kid, you working tomorrow? And I was like, it's the 4th. And he's like, nah, you'll make a lot of money, hand over fist, straight cash business. And my parents are like, yeah, go work, make some money. And he's like, it's going to be a long fucking day, kid. Like, we're going down the Esplanade. Like, I'm going to have 2 carts. I'm going to run one. You're going to run one. By the way, I'm like 16 at the time. And I lied about my age. My dad lied about my age to help get me the job. He said I was 18. Anyway, he's like, we're all good. We're all good. Now, he puts together these 2 carts, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hot dogs in his shitty little truck. We go down there. It's already a mass of people. And for whatever reason, I was like, it's my nature. I had to ask him, like, Billy, do you have permits? Because he was acting skittish the whole time. And he was like, the fuck you asking me that for? I'm like, well, do you? And he's like, no. And he's like, if the cops come, you just tell them I'm at the other cart and go talk to Billy Wadman. They're like, they'll know me. I'm like, that's not real at all. Like, this can't be true. And sure enough, it was the most guerrilla ragtag operation. He dropped me off. It was like, and I'll be like 50 yards away. Don't worry about it. Like, make the money, sell them out, meet me back at the truck at like 11 o'clock. And I was like, all right. And sure enough, set up, fireworks go off, make money hand over fist. We sell out of the hot dogs. Like, people were buying them like hotcakes, hot dogs, whatever. We sell out. Thankfully, no cops come. And I rush back to the truck with the cart and the water spilling, the hot dog water spilling all over the place. And he was so pumped. He's like, I sold out. How'd you do, kid? I'm like, I sold them out. He's like, fuck yeah. Peeled off, I got like $250, which might as well have been $3,000 to me in 1992. And then it was a success story. But it was such there was such an excitement behind the whole thing that I was like, ooh, we're like doing something illegal and selling illegal hot dogs on the Esplanade on the 4th. And that we didn't get caught was like a minor miracle. But yeah, that was the one and only time I did enjoy the fireworks at the Esplanade, because other times it was being dragged by girlfriends or my parents. I mean, like, we gotta. Again, what the you gotta is like, I don't gotta.
So now you're feeling me on this.
Yes. Oh, yeah. No, I don't like you gottas, no matter the day, even if it is on the 4th, which I love.
I get this from time to time. Felger, Jake, that's content. Again, I know you flirted with being a national sports guy, but you've never taken the plunge. Do you not want it? Was it never presented to you about the national thing? I'm flattered that you would think that I should be a national guy, but no one's ever asked. And I've never really pursued. So but definitely no one's asked. Like, I never had a chance to. So, but.
No screen test at Bristol or anything like that?
Oh, I did. I did have a tryout at NFL Network. That's not true. So, but that's back when I covered the Patriots, and someone was being nice to me and put in a good word and gave me a tryout, which I fucking did horribly at, because they wanted a straight anchor guy, and I wasn't even. I'm still not close to that, but 20 years ago, he was farther away from that than then. So no, but they weren't interested in me. Someone was nice enough to recommend me, and they did that guy a favor. But I don't even have an agent, never mind a national agent. So I've never really pursued it. I probably should have. I don't know, but too late now.
Is it? I don't know.
Is it? I don't know. What can I tell you? Sean says, in or out on pasta salad, potato salad, and other food left out on a table unchilled for a while at a cookout. So in.
Yeah, I'll eat anything.
I mean, me too.
Yeah.
Define how long. But if I show up and there's pasta salad and I'm hungry, I'll eat that shit.
Yeah, and if there's bees or whatever, look at it, swat away the bees
and eat it. Yeah.
And then you dig a little, so where it's still hopefully a little bit cold. Yeah.
I should. That's a good one. You got to dig in there a little bit.
Yeah. You don't take from the top where it started to get, it's coagulated and kind of gross. You leave that for someone else. You pull that off to the side. Dig. That's what you got to do.
Let's see.
While you're looking for one, I watched a movie for the first time in a while the other night, Sinners, which is now streaming on HBO. A lot of people buzzing about Sinners with Michael B. Jordan playing twins. Not bad, not great, not as good as a lot of you people said it was. Fine. It's like The Blues meets vampires together at last. It was fine. 6.5.
Adam K, thank you for the note here. I don't know what you're doing. That's way too nice for you to be a commenter. I don't know where you fucking come. Very nice. Thank you. What I've been doing, so my daughter is here in Boston. She's a rising senior at Tulane. She just got back from a semester abroad in Australia.
That's right.
Yep. So she just got back from Australia, and so she is interning here in Boston, and we're staying together. So my wife and my little daughter are in Nantucket for the summer, where my older daughter usually is too, but because she's working this summer, we're just me and her together in the apartment. And what we've been doing, I never do this, but I've been going home and watching TVs and movies with her because she's here, and I've been introducing her to the Quentin Tarantino catalog, if you will. And like a 21-year-old, the Brad Pitt movie, that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
She fucking loved. But it's I think it's kind of mind-blowing for a young person in their young 20s to see those movies, because they're so unlike anything that's being made now. And I think they're so rich and so interesting. So I watched Pulp Fiction with her last night, and
and she had never seen it.
Never seen it.
What'd she think?
It blew her mind. This is the most unbelievable. Most of us, the first time we saw it,
it blows your mind.
The first time you saw it, it blows your mind. Just where they go. I mean, just stabbing her in the fucking heart with the adrenaline shot and bring out the gimp and that whole scene, and she had no idea what was coming, and to see her reaction is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh, that's great.
This isn't. Have you ever seen anything like? She's like, I can't believe what I'm watching. It's so great. So that's what I've been doing.
That's a fun little project.
And I've started to watch a show for the first time.
Which one?
It's called The Better Sister.
I don't know it.
The Better Sister. And I did it only because my wife and daughter, who now we're home together a little bit. It's certainly my daughter. And I'm not a TV show. I can't tell you the last time I watched a TV show. It's a kind of a chick thing. I wouldn't say kind of a chick thing. It is a chick thing because I'm with chicks. It's Jessica Biel, Elizabeth Banks, a murder mystery kind of thing. Jessica Biel gets in her bra and panties a couple times.
Not bad.
Phenomenal. Mad respect for Jessica. I know. See, you guys carry on like Sydney Sweeney. How old is Sydney Sweeney?
22, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not interested. Big deal. Of course she's hot. She's 22. Try being Jessica Biel at 40, what?
Probably 1, 2, something like that.
And her body?
Yeah.
Oh, my Lanta.
Let's see.
Oh. But, yeah, I'm watching a TV show.
This is big for you.
It is.
43.
Wow, does she got a
body
on her? I'm losing interest like I normally would if I started a show. I'll get through the first couple. I just lose track. I hope I'm more than halfway fucking through. Don't tell me there's another 6 of these. I've seen 5 or 6. I'm like, please tell me we're winding this down. But if I actually get through it, it'll be the first time I watched a show in a long, long time. I don't know if I'd recommend it. I think I do. If nothing else, then to see Jessica Biel take her dress off. Okay. Not Jessica Alba, Jessica Biel.
Yeah.
Jessica Biel.
The one that can act.
But Mark says, have you seen Jessica Alba these days? Good Lord, aging like fine wine.
I don't doubt it. Yeah,
I don't doubt it. So I'm more maybe it's because I'm old. I certainly have more respect and I'm more interested in older people who maintain their physical. Again, Brad Pitt on the roof of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm like, dude, at 48 or whatever he was at the time, maybe 58, he's in his 60s now, I think.
Yeah.
That movie was made whenever it was, but
6-7 years ago now.
Not a young man. I'm like, dude, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You look like that at your age. So much more interesting than some 20-fucking-year-old guy, whatever. Or 22-year-old Sydney Sweeney. There'll be another Sydney Sweeney. Every year, every 18 months, there's going to be a new Sydney Sweeney.
I don't know.
You can stand the test. You can stand.
Those seem legendary to me.
You can stand the test of time, Murray. And if your bucket looks like Jessica Biel's does at 43 years old, then you have stood the test of time. Big respect. And she can act too. All right. I think I'm done. Scarlett Johansson for me. Yeah. She's another one.
She's great.
Aging wonderfully.
I don't know if I need to see a Jurassic Park movie, though. One was good enough for me.
No fucking way. No shot.
How many of those things can you make? Is it really that many? 7? Oh, my Lord.
And don't you think she's cooler in your mind for marrying Colin Yost?
I think she's cooler because she was in the movie with Bill Murray from 2004.
Oh, yeah.
Lost in Translation.
Yeah.
That's she's forever cool to me for that movie alone. Great movie.
Got a couple on these. We'll end it on there. Dave asks, among others, Big Jim, where did you get the Nantucket red shorts? You freaking Chad.
Oh, the Gap. Nothing fancy.
You prepster.
Yeah, I don't know.
Your Nantucket Reds.
Summertime. I got
the Nantucket Reds there, Murray. How about you?
I got my shorts on. I got my flip-flops. It's summer, baby. I'm leaning into it.
Speaking of which, Felger and Maz, live from the fairgrounds on Nantucket. Thursday, August 7th. You're in.
I am. Flight is booked.
And Maz is coming in for the day, yeah?
That's what he tells me.
Day trip for the Maz. Okay, Maz, Murray, Felger on Nantucket, Thursday, August 7th, Fairgrounds, Pudley's Pub, excuse me. Come by and see us if you're there. Usually I say hi to Big Jim and Maz. I'd be happy to talk to you. Maybe, he's on Nantucket.
He's a different guy on the island.
Little bit. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thanks, Kyle.
Kyle with the good hair. We're back at it. Is it next Wednesday, I'm sure?
I'm off next week, but I don't know who's in to do this. So.
I think I'm here next Wednesday, so we'll talk to you then. Bye.